Hi students, how are you doing? Welcome to the discussion about week 3 assignments. And instead of going through the things I've already written all about that you can find under content week 3, and this starts this coming Monday, I am going to teach you how to make a good cup of tea. Now I just put cold water in my little teapot right here, and I've just gotten it boiling. Talk about my kind of tea in just a minute. I've also heated my pot, so it's very hot. I'm only putting 1 tea bag in here, so I'm only going to fill it half full. Put on the lid. I also have something called a tea cozy. You put this on your teapot because the best tea is hot. So you want to make sure your tea is hot. Now, I've read on the instructions that this is supposed to steep for 4 minutes. So we'll be paying attention. In just about 4 minutes, I'll pour this out in my cup. So in order to make a good cup of tea, like I said, you want to use cold water because you want to make sure that it has a lot of bubbles. You don't want water that's been sitting around in your pot for a couple days, and you don't want to use hot water. So put cold water in. These electric tea kettles are really convenient. They only cost like $20 at Walmart or something, so it's a little faster than, or you can just boil water in anything you have. Choosing the right kind of tea is important. There is green tea, which is a different variety. This is Harney & Sons. This is a very nice variety. Also, I have some green tea that my son brought me back from China. Now, when you make green tea, it's a little bit different. You use water that's not quite boiling. Sometimes you rinse the tea leaves. So be sure if you're having green tea, you read the correct instructions for that. I'm not having green tea today. You can also get herbal tea that doesn't have caffeine. This is a really good one, Bengal Spice, very tasty. Or orange spice is another favorite. I'll drink these in the evening. But in the morning and early afternoon, when you see me teaching in class, most of the time I am drinking a Twinings English breakfast. So this is a tea box my son brought me from London. And as you can see in here, I've put almost all English breakfast because it's my favorite. So I pull one of those out of my box and got it out of the bag. Again, this is nice. It keeps it nice and fresh. And you can, most of the time, read the brewing instructions on the back of your tea bag. So it's brewing in here, getting nice and tasty. The other thing you need to have for a good cup of tea is a really nice teacup. Now, you can drink tea out of anything, don't get me wrong. But I want to tell you that bone china is stronger and keeps the heat in. This is a mug that actually was manufactured out of bone china in Britain. And I love this because it's beautiful. It's very cheery. And when you see me in class drinking, I like to drink one that has the world. If you've seen that, has a world map on it. That's also made from the same company. It's called Danone. It's a little expensive, a little pricey, but it's kind of a treat. The other thing I like to put in my tea is a little bit of sugar. And I like to use a sugar cube. The reason why I use sugar cubes is because you know exactly what the proportion is, and it's just perfect. And it also reminds me of going to my grandmother's house. She had sugar cubes in a tea service in her dining room, and we would kind of sneak in there when we were kids and eat one of those. I also like to drink my tea British style, so I put in a little bit of milk. You can use half and half or cream. This is some 2% milk. Half and half is really nice, but I don't have that today. We have just another few minutes. Now, some people don't like it quite as strong, but I like a little bit stronger, and then with some sugar and milk. One of the things I also like to have with my tea is a little tiny treat, maybe a scone, kind of a little biscuity cookie. But again, I don't have any of that. I'm too busy grading your papers and getting assignments ready for you. Again, if you have any questions about the assignments, You can read all the instructions in week 3. Make sure you complete week 2, which is will close tomorrow night on Saturday, April 4th. And contact me. All that information is under content or it's in the news section. So I think we're about ready. So let me pour some of this delicious tea. Now, if I'm really doing this right, I need to heat my cup up a little bit. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that extra boiling water in there. Let me throw this in the sink and get a spoon. And now I'm ready. Doesn't that look fantastic? Beautiful color. Brown. Sorry, I can't quite pour that. You won't be able to see that. 1 sugar cube. I only like 1 splash of milk. And then you stir back and forth. Perfect. And then you sip tea and you fellowship. Wonderful. So I hope you get to have a tea party with somebody. Enjoy this delicious drink, and best wishes in doing your work this week.